Flosstube. This is Lisa coming to you from the Pacific Northwest. It is Saturday, March 26th. I almost said May. Oh, no, please. Yeah, I know. The year's just, the time goes too fast sometimes. Anyway, hi. This is Creaky Geekery. This is my channel all about, mostly where I geek out mostly about cross stitch. We know this. Give you a little bit of a life update because that has had an impact on my cross stitch. And yeah, happy things. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I have a couple of two fully finished objects. They are not finally fully finished. They are just fully finished, which means I didn't wait 20 years to finish them like I did with the cross stitch ornament I made for my youngest spawn, and I have that on record. It says that I finished it in 1990, finished the stitching in 1997. I held on to it for 20 years, and I finally made it into an ornament for them in 2017. So that's my record on a finally fully finished object. I'm trying to be better about that. Anyway, so yeah, and then I have haul. It's better than it was. It just looks like a lot, maybe. I don't know. I enjoy collecting patterns. I was talking to my youngest spawn who lives with me now for the time there for now. But anyway, I was telling them that I feel like I should just get like just a photo album and just slip the patterns in that I really, really like and say, hey, look at these pretty patterns I collect, because it's kind of like my tarot card collection. You know, sometimes you just buy them because they're so pretty and it's fun to look at them. So that's a thing, and I'm just, I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking about it. So anyway, all right, let's get to the cross stitch, shall we? First off, I stitched Thistledew by Ink Circles. Came across my Facebook feed or somewhere, anyway, my LNS here, Acorns and Threads, and I just was like, no, I sent in an email. I'm like, kid it, send it to me, I need it. I loved it, and it was my first experience stitching on, and I'm still figuring out the camera. This is it, fully finished. There we go. Fully finished. I had it framed at the needlework shop. I am so happy with how this frame came out. I just really love it. It looks really cool hanging on my wall. People just walking in the living room have noticed it. Like, oh wow, look at that. Always makes a stitcher feel good. So I'm very happy with it. It is stitched on the called for 32 count black linen with called for DMC. I didn't change anything. I tend not to. I found out there are reasons for that. And I just really love how it came out. It looks the colors look a little bleached out on the camera here. They really do. But I'm very, very, very happy with this. And I went ahead and had my needlework shop frame it so that I just wanted it to look really nice. And it really, really does. And stitching on the black linen for this was not bad, mostly because I think it was dyed before it was woven, and so there was a lot of room between the threads. The threads were not all fluffed up and stuck to each other like I'm finding in my galactic galliard that I'm trying to stitch. And so I basically just had a really strong LED light with a magnifying glass. That's what I stitch with. I've worn glasses my whole life. Plus, I've recently found out that I do have cataracts, so it's like, oh, there's a reason I need all this light and the magnifier to stitch with. So, but with that, it really wasn't hard to stitch. I could see the stitches very easily. My galactic galliard is a little bit more challenging, and I'm actually not even that far along on it, and, well, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, so this is my first fully finished object. I am ecstatic. I love it. And it's a beautiful pattern. It was fun to stitch. It was a little bit challenging with some of the Celtic knot work. I got distracted. I mean, you could not get distracted on some of this stuff because it was pretty intricate. But I love how it came out, and I love the colors, and I really wish it was showing the true colors, because it is definitely washed out here. But anyway, so that's my first fully finished object. Yay! I really, really like it. I'm gonna keep it. I wasn't going to hang it in my living room. It was going to go in my bedroom because it actually matches some of the colors in my bedroom. But when I got it, it was just like, no, this goes on my wall. This goes on my wall. So my second fully finished object is a very small one, but they count, right? It is this little Garnet spiral ornament. It is a Mill Hill kit, and I just stitched it. The only thing I changed was I did not stitch it on the perforated paper that came with the Mill Hill kit. I just don't care for that. I don't like the way it looks when it's done. And I stitched it. I lost a little bit of the stitching at the bottom because I sewed it on my machine, and you can kind of see where these are the sides are a little jagged, and I'm not real happy with that, but I used a zipper foot, and it still kind of messed with it. So probably if I had it to do over again, I'd sew it by hand. I don't like sewing seams by hand. I love doing finishing work by hand. I can finish anything by hand. And I made most of my Renaissance shift by hand, except I just don't like sewing seams. Anyway, so if I had it to do over again, I probably would sew it all by hand. The little metal tassel, I cannot tell you where it came from. It was a gift when I was into tribal style belly dancing 20 years ago. No, not 20. It hadn't been that long. Maybe? Anyway, about 15 years ago, I was part of a tribal style belly dancing troupe, and a friend of mine who has been belly dancing forever, she probably, I don't know when she started. Anyway, she's 10 years older than I am, and she'd been belly dancing for a long time. She sent me a bunch of just stuff from her stash to make gifts with, and that's where I got these little teeny tiny metal tassels, and I just love them, and I thought it was really just kind of a nice finishing. And then I had some really pretty Christmas fabric. I can focus on my camera. No, it's focusing on me, so it's not going to focus on that. Sorry. So I really liked this. I just thought it was sweet and pretty, cute. It was an easy finish. I kind of am doing DNA Geek Craft is doing a Mill Hill Monday, and I've seen other people doing Mill Hill, and I have a number of the Mill Hill kits. So actually, I have one that I need to dig out because it's part of the haul. So I'm trying to do some of these little things in the midst of the bigger things I'm doing. And so that's my fully finished objects. Yay! It's really nice to have those. My other object I just finished last night. Probably would have finished it earlier in the week, but sometimes you just want to go park your brain in a cheesy fantasy novel and not think for a while. And that's what I did. Plus, I don't have anything to watch right now, and I like, when I stitch, I like having that kind of stuff. I always liked professional football because American professional U.S. football, not Canadian football too, but American football. Well, I'm sorry, I hate to say American because United States, we've kind of co-opted that as that's who we are. But Canada, Mexico, they're part of North America. There's all the Central America, South America, and somehow we got it. Anyway, U.S. football. And because you could watch and stitch, and anytime you heard a lot of cheering, you knew to look up and watch the replay, right? So, yeah. But I don't care for it as much now because of all the stuff that's come out about CET and, anyway, just the world's changed. We're more aware of some things, and it's not as much. Plus, my team hasn't done very well. I'm a Seahawks fan. Don't ask me about the trade. I don't care for Russell Wilson as a person, but he's been a really good quarterback. So I'm not sure what they're going to do this year. Anyway, where was all that going? Oh, I don't have anything to watch. And I haven't really tried audiobooks while I stitch. I have some I like, and actually I have one I need to listen to because the Spawn and the Spawn's partner one of the Spawn and their partner are listening to it, and I want to listen to it because we do share a love of that kind of stuff. Anyway, I apologize, and I did take my ADHD meds this morning. This is me medicated. How bad yeah, anyway. I finished last night. I finished Pretty Little Chicago by Satsuma Street. There we are. I might be getting the hang of this webcam that the Spawn got me for Christmas. Anyway, I finished it last night. I'm really happy with it. My initial intent was just to put it in a hoop because I don't like all of my I don't like all my frames being squares. I went out and spent a day hitting thrift stores and antique and resale shops and whatnot just to find a nice circular mirror to hang up in one place in my living room because I'm tired of all the squares. But I don't know. I really like how this looks. I don't know if it'll look better in a square frame or a, go ahead and just put it in the hoop the way it's finished on the picture for the model. And I already put the pattern away and all the threads. So that's, I'm really happy with this one. So that's, I have this one and my Winter Bear by Nora Corbett that I have to finish now. And so I'm not sure if I'll get those done this weekend. That's just not, but we'll see. So I'm really happy with all of that, and I still have some whips that I'm not particularly working on. I'm kind of ignoring them for the moment, but I really, really am happy with that. So that's most of what I've got for cross stitch. I am going to be starting Polar Pack next. There we are. I'm going to be starting Polar Pack next. I have the called for fabric and all the called for threads. Some of them are DMC, some of them are classic. Yeah, some of them are classic Colorworks. There is one from a company, oh no, there's two from a company I will not use. So anyway, but that's the black and the white threads. And so I have a ton. I bought a collector's tin on sale at Michael's. I had one of those 40% off coupons to use, and so I just bought the collector's tin with all the DMC. I think it was gray. It had gray, white, ecru, black. I have a lot of DMC white, DMC black, and I'll just use my own. But I like the some of the overdyed. It does really make it expensive to kit something up to use only those, and I have a lot of DMC, so we'll go. I'll go back and forth, but I really loved this red, and so I went ahead and got that. So that's going to be my start today. I should have time. The Grandspaw's birthday party is this afternoon. Is it here? Oh, where did I put it? I got them a rainbow poop. Where did I put it? I had it out. Oh, please. Nothing like pausing to go find something, returning, and then forgetting to hit record. Yay! You know, you can't win them all. Anyway, I found it. This is what I got, the Grandspon. Glare, get away. There we are. They were really into the emojis at one point. This looked like a simple, easy kit. I don't know if their birthday party is today. I don't know if we'll get to that. I'm also going to be picking them up after school for a little while for the next few months. So for a couple days a week. So we'll see if maybe one of those times would be fun to come home and work on it. And I still haven't decided. I had them start another introductory cross stitch kit, and it's this one, which I got from Stitched Modern. They're wonderful LNS. Check them out. I will put them down below. And I had them start, and I had them use 6 strands of thread, and I'm just worried that maybe it's not so bad now that I look at it again. Might be okay. I was trying to decide if I wanted them to start over. It might be all right. So, and then so anyway, we have this one that we're working on already, and I'm hoping that they won't be coming home with me every day that I pick them up. Some days I'm just going to pick them up and take them home. But the days that they do, I'm hoping we can work on some of these things. And also they're old enough that we can. Pro tip, just because you have spawned doesn't mean you like all spawn. I didn't like most of my friends' spawn. And everybody's like, oh, you have kids, you're a grandma, you must know. No, I was never so happy as when my spawn grew up. You could engage on an intellectual level, and you could share crafts. Anyway, so I'm really glad that the spawn or Grandspon are getting older, and hopefully we can build a better relationship than me just kind of going, I don't want to play Candy. candy, whatever that game is. And I don't like Chutes and Ladders. I will occasionally play Jenga. So, but competition will be serious because their favorite, I don't know what the gender neutral term for aunt or uncle is. I am going to have to inquire. Their favorite family member lives with me, and that's going to be some serious competition. Yeah, I have a high bar. I have a high bar when it comes to this. So anyway, all right. I guess that's all of my fully finished objects. That's my plans, because I don't have a whip that is in my. I have whips, but they're not anything I'm currently working on except my galactic galliard, perhaps. Hold. Let me get that. We'll talk about it. I remembered to hit record this time, except I think I started another new video instead of just pausing. I do have video editing software. I don't use it very much. I blame that on the ADHD, because it's like I get it done. I get the video done and I just want to throw it up. I don't want to deal with it after that. Which may explain some of the subscribers being, yeah, okay, yeah, there's always reasons. Always reasons. So this is Galactic Galliard this is all I've gotten done. I love the pattern. I posted it on my Instagram, but I'll try and put a picture here. I don't know though, that would cover up Thorin on his throne sulking. And I love that poster so much. This is as far as I've gotten. And like I said, I did this on black linen, and it was not hard at all. It really wasn't, not with the lighting I use and everything, and so it was fine. But so I thought, well, this won't be a problem at all because it's not quite as dark, etc. Well, I think the thread was dyed and then woven into the fabric, because this is Picture This Plus. It's Phantom, and I love it. I think it's perfect. But it also, Picture This Plus Phantom 36 count, because I have a specific spot in my living room that I plan to put this, and 36 count brings it out in the right size. But what I'm running into is that this, I don't know if I can see, and when I do it like this, you can see through it. But the lighting I'm using, it seems to, the threads were dyed, and so they're a little thicker and plumper, and they're not as, it's not as easy to see the space between them. And so I realized that's part of why I haven't worked on this. Part two, because I still haven't quite figured out what color I'm supposed to make the special stitch here. The pattern isn't really clear, and I need to probably sit down and read it all the way through before I go any further. And I'm also curious, because this is a big pattern. It's a really big pattern. And I think I have plenty of fabric, but I'm thinking, I know I've seen different people, and I ran into this. So on my Celtic banner that I'm working on, I thought I'd started it in the middle. I didn't. I don't have enough room on the bottom to do the whole pattern. I have figured out what I'm going to take out to make it fit. But I've also seen people recommend that you do the whole border when you're stitching a big pattern like this first and see if it fits. And I am just kind of like, I don't know about that. My plan has been to basically work out from this corner, which is that's upper right. Yeah, that's the upper right corner as you look. Left corner if you're looking at it, right corner if it's facing out, and not do and then kind of work my way in. So I'm not really sure, but that's part of the reason I haven't been working on it. And plus I wanted to finish these other things. Pretty Little Chicago and all the threads were a Christmas gift last year, not this year, but last year from My Spawn, and I really just wanted to honor their gift by stitching all the patterns they gave me. They gave me 3 patterns, kitted them. Well, not not fabric. Well, they gave me fabric that worked for 2. I just didn't use it for one of them. So I really wanted to honor that and make sure I got all of those stitched and put up, because I just did. So anyway, that's part of why I haven't worked on this. And then I have some presents I need to finish. So we'll see. But yeah, it's been frustrating, harder to work on than I thought it would be. And if I didn't have all this fabric, I might, and if it wasn't impossible, almost impossible to get, picture this plus fabrics. And I haven't seen another one that I like this well. I like it because it's got some variegation, but it's not so many colors that it's competing with the pattern. So yeah, that one's just been kind of a little bit on hold, but I really want to stitch it because, so that's plans. I'm going to be doing Plum Street's Polar Pack, and I'm going to be working on Galactic Galliard for the next little bit. And then I have my stockings that I'm working on. One of them I've started, one of them I haven't. I do have it kitted. I also have Egg Hunt by Satsuma Street started. It was supposed to be an Ostara gift for my friend. As you may have noticed, Ostara has come and gone. Ostara is the spring, vernal equinox. Nowruz, if it's the Iranian New Year as well, or Persian New Year. Yeah, it's not done. At this point, I've managed to convince myself my friend won't like it, and I might just keep it for myself, but it's just kind of there. I'm not sure when I'll get back to it. So, but yeah, so I'm going to be working on Galactic Galliard, Polar Pack, and also working on I'll start the stocking for the family member that, where did it go? It is not in my easily reachable basket, and I am not going to try pausing and starting over again. So, haul. Finding out I had ADHD helped a lot. Because it was like, oh, that explains some of the impulse control issues. Some of them. Some of it is I just like collecting things. And like I said, I'm only half joking about the photo album because I collect art, fandom art, because I am a fangirl. I have always been a fangirl. This is part of my fandom collection. I have my Kita Erebor necklace from the movies on. I mean, the tattoos are homages to various books. So, you know, yeah, I collect things and I like it. And so, you know, these are pretty, and it's kind of like my tarot card collection. I only use probably 3 or 4 of my decks regularly. The rest of them, I just got them because they were pretty. And then a couple of them I bought because they were cool, and I'm willing to share those with people when they're over. I don't share the decks I use. No. Don't share your tarot decks if they're the ones you use regularly. Just don't. It's just not good practice. Think of it as hygiene. So anyway, tarot hygiene, yes. I thank you for watching as I babble and ramble and blah. So I have a haul. One of the things I did was it was the annual bonus time at work, and I did responsible things with it, and then I indulged a little bit. I had fun. I managed to get a hold of a PS5 for one of the Spawn. That was exciting. And that, actually, the video games are part of why I lost a little bit of my stitching mojo too. The ADHD meds, and then in February, the new Horizon Forbidden West dropped, and it's a wonderful video game series. Really fun, really cool. And I put a serious number of hours into playing that. So I'm trying to get more stitching done instead of just always vegging on, the video game. I also don't have anything I'm really watching right now, and so that has kind of impacted some of my stitching. And I don't do well. I'm trying to listen to audiobooks, but I tend to get lost in one or the other, and so I realize I've missed 20 minutes, and then I have to back up and figure out where I was when I tuned out, and so audiobooks are a little problematic that way. But there is one I do need to be listening to because one of the Spawn and their partner have both been listening to it, and I want to be able, and they've requested that we listen to it. Someone else, they're like, we need to talk to somebody about this book. I'm like, okay, it was on my list. I'll listen, I'll read. So I may go pick up a hard copy too. Wow, this is a lot of chatting. Sorry. Let's go back to haul. So, bonus, I did responsible things, really responsible things. And then I treated myself, but one of the things I did was I bought tools instead of just spending oodles of money on supplies, which I spent money on supplies, mostly patterns. But I got myself a set of these, which are pretty nice. I got the rechargeable ones. And as always, my nice neat piles, and the longer I film, the more chaotic they get. So I picked, this is this is what they look like. They actually fit pretty well, and I don't use them all the time, but like if I'm somewhere where I can't use my giant magnifying glass, they actually work fairly well with my glasses, even. And then a little light. That's 2 settings. So I'm pretty happy with these, because I accidentally got the battery ones the first time, and it was just like, no, these are too heavy. I can't wear these for long periods of time. And one of my spawn uses those for painting their miniatures, and so I got those instead, and I actually really like them. The other thing I got, which entailed a little bit of drama, I got a Lowery stand. I love it. I don't always use it because I bought the extra long arm, because sometimes where I sit on the couch I need it, but it's a little hard to get it in there. And then I went ahead, because I ordered it from England because nobody had what I wanted in stock in the US, and so I got the corner clamp for the Q snap, which works really well. I just put this in there because I don't trust metal against it's just a piece of white felt. I don't trust metal against my my fabric. I also bought the, you can see them here, I bought the metal board holder, which I haven't used much yet, and then I got the arm that holds like a light and some other things, and mostly because I had the funds, and I also, if I was going to pay shipping from England, I just thought I'm going to go ahead and get all the things, because dividing it up, I'm almost paying for them again in shipping. So I bought all of it. I really like it. I've used it some. Sitting in my recliner, I can use it, and it works really, really well. I really do like having it hold it. And I am not a two-handed stitcher yet. I'm working with that a little bit, but mostly I'm just trying to speed up my stitching, because I don't understand how you all get so much done. Even when I'm stitching a couple, 3 hours a night consistently, I don't seem to be able to get as much done as everyone else gets done. Don't understand. So I thought if I get a stand, maybe that will help. And then too, if I can maybe do a little two-handed stitching, that will help too. So we'll see. I really, really like it. I have to give full props to the company, Lowery company. I ordered this mid-February, and I just kind of made a mental note, and I got a shipping notice, but it was from a British company that was handling the shipping out of Britain. And every time I checked it religiously for the first week or so, and it was like, it's in process. It's been shipped. It's in process. It's been shipped. It's been shipped. It's in transit. And so I just made a mental note, check back in March, and the 1st of March, and find out. Well, the world kind of blew up, the Ukrainian invasion and everything, which is why Owl Forest has dropped out of my want to stitch right now, mostly just because, not because I feel like the company is bad or evil or part of what's going on, but I just don't feel like showcasing anything Russian at this point. I feel bad for them. I wish, it's not fair to them, but on the other hand, okay, I just don't feel comfortable showcasing that right now. So I decided to do Polar Pack instead. But anyway, so that happened, and then just other things, life things, and I just kind of lost track. And then all of a sudden, about March, first week of March, I realized, wait, where's my Lowery stand? I should go check and see. Well, it said it was delivered on February 24th, and it's March 7th. Oh, whoa, no, I work from home. The Spawn works from home. There's no way we missed this. What happened? So I emailed the company. They sent me back tracking numbers for the British company and for FedEx, which, FedEx, thank you. Anyway, so I called FedEx, and that was annoying because, well, first I went to their website. You cannot file an international claim on their website. So they said, call this number. So I called the 800 number. Well, filing an when you say you want to file a claim, they're like, oh, go to our website. Filing an international claim is not an option on the phone either. So, hit 0, or start angrily saying to the Autobot, the chat bot that's, filtering your call, I need to speak to someone. I want to speak to a representative. Oh, would you like to speak to a representative? Yes, I would. Anyway, the Galleys book was super nice, and I listen to, part of what I do at my work is I listen to customer service calls just so I can know for sure what happened, and we do not pay customer service people nearly enough to deal with the crap they deal with from customers. IR1. So I, and it's fine. Something happened. It was a mistake. Hopefully it wasn't my mistake. Anyway, so we talked about it, and what I found out was the address on the package was not my address. But FedEx, for security reasons, could not give me the actual address, and I said, okay. So I went and I emailed Lowery, and I'm like, hey, this is what FedEx told me. Can you tell me what the address is, and maybe I can check? They came back, and this all took place within about 24 hours. And they came back and they're like, yeah, okay, that was our mistake. We did not put the right address on it. It's been 2 weeks. No one has emailed us or contacted us about the stand being shipped to them mistakenly. We are just going to send you a new one. And I thought, oh, by the way, here's the address. So I thought, okay, that's sweet. But, just to check, so I went over. The address is on the other side of the little, I live in a community with an HOA community. I don't know what you call us. We're not condominiums, we're duplexes. But anyway, so I went over, walked across the neighborhood to the address, and nobody answered the door, nothing. And I'm like, okay, I looked, I tried, nobody replied. They shipped the next stand, DHL. I got shipping notices, I got all the things, and then the DHL guy showed up on Friday. I think this was Monday, Tuesday, and then the DHL guy showed up on Friday with my stand and all the things that I had ordered. So I give them full props for their customer service. They were very responsive, very proactive about the whole thing. So I have a Lowery stand, and I really, really love it. So I watched a lot of different reviews on YouTube for different types of stands. I looked at the various stands that were available, and there's one made here in the U.S. down in Florida. I forget what it's called. That's like the Cadillac of stands. But I didn't care that much for it. I didn't want one of the wooden ones because I don't want one that I'm constantly fiddling with and tightening. I just wanted a stand. And then I really liked the fact that the Lowery stand is a family business, and the husband made them for the wife, and they're supposedly all still made there in England. I hope they are. If they're not, their advertising is really good. If not, I think they are. But I just went with this one after all the reviews and stuff, and I really like it. I'm very happy with my choice. So that's my plug for the Lowery stand. I have a little bit more haul patterns. I get some thread. I'm not as good with showing the threads. I mean, I love how some of you show the thread and enjoy the color and all that, and that just I like the threads, but that's just, I don't know. I guess I feel like that's adds a lot. That doesn't add much. I don't add much to the video with those. I like it when other people do it. I just don't seem to add much to the videos when I do that. Pardon me for a moment. Like my Selkie mug, my mermaid mug. It's a local ceramics maker, fairly local. They show up at one of the Celtic fairs I go to every year, and that's where I got my Ort jar that has the Celtic Triskele on it. So other things, other haul patterns mostly. I picked up a nice little frame at Goodwill. I really like that. I get most of my frames at Goodwill. The one for the This'll Do, I went ahead and got at the shop. I did finally get my dark chocolate for this. I think I'm going to wind up making this. I know I've said I've thought I'm going to make it for my dad. It won't be this year, but possibly next year I'll give it to him, either for Father's Day or his birthday. He's coming to visit in a little bit. I bought some online patterns. I bought the Persian Love from Marumi Crafts, which I want to do as a small. I got the freebie Ukrainian piece, there we go, from Modern Folk Embroidery. That's a freebie on their website. And I bought, I think that's the only, what else have I got? Oh, I bought some Ukrainian. I bought Night Alphabet, Floral Fairy, and the Lovely Mermaid from Stitchy Princess. Stitchy Princess Black on Instagram. She is Ukrainian. She's in Kiev and is basically surviving on sales through their Etsy shop. So I was trying to support that. I was doing really, really good on patterns until Nashville Needlework Expo, and yeah, I slid. Top Knot Stitcher, I bought from Top Knot Stitcher mostly. Oh, and then there's that one. I have it's a major white girl fail for one of my purchases. I've, been looking at ways to diversify my stitching a little bit, and I was just flipping through, who is it? It's 1884 Stitchery's website. Somebody, Minnie Gray, recommended them, and I just thought, okay, I'll go check them out. And they had this kit, and I looked at it, and I was like, that is a really cool kit, and I like it, and it's vaguely African, and you know what? I'm going to get it. And then I get it, and I looked at it, and I was like, Lisa, you bought a Russian kit. That doesn't count as diversifying your stitching. You bought a Russian kit. Yes, it says the sun's daughter, but, and it kind of looks like Cocopelli. I think that's how you say it, Cocopelli. And I was just like, yeah, fail, but I do really, really like it. I will probably stitch it at some point, but yeah, I need to work a little harder. I need to sometimes think I need to just subscribe to Cottage Garden, because this came out for Nashville Needlework. I'm like, okay, give me hands. Give me hands. Give it, give it, give it. And I'd kind of been looking at this one, and I was just like, you know what? I've got this one. I've got the fox. I didn't get the swans. I didn't like the swans. Let's just get the jackrabbit, too. There were a lot of jackrabbits where I grew up, the jackalope. I lived in Texas and New Mexico as a child. So it's like, let's get that, because, again, they may just go on a photo album and look pretty. And then I got this one, because I don't like a lot of Father Christmas patterns, but this one, I just loved him. He's so pretty. Because I also fell in love with these because, where is it? Possums. They have possums. Also, younger Spawn really liked the little raccoons here too, with the flower umbrellas. But possums! Yes, I'm getting ink circles off some possum. I haven't ordered it yet. And here, more possums. Although we did have a little bit of a discussion as to whether or not they were hedgehogs. They may be hedgehogs, which is fine. I love a good hedgehog too. But anyway, I really loved this little pattern, and I loved the other. So I got those, Nashville Needlework, and then I also got this one because I love the hippocampus. I really like the kitsune, but it's in a cage, and it bothered me that it was in a cage, whereas this one, I can stitch. I don't have to put it in the jar. I can just stitch it. So, and I know it's a magical menagerie, but it just, the cage bothered me, and I know it would probably be pretty simple to just take out the cage lines because they're white, and the kitsune is white, but I just was kind of like, I don't really want to. And plus, I'm British heritage mostly, British, Scottish, and British, and a little bit Irish. So this is my heritage. So I'm like, I'll get that one. And then I bought, along with, some of these are from Top Knot Stitchery. This and the Son's Daughter are from 1884 Stitchery. It fits more what I feel about Halloween, which is that I celebrate it more as Samhain instead of, it's not and All Hallows Eve, and we also do some Day of the Dead because of, like I said, we have the family member, that's their heritage. So I just really like this. I might put Samhain there instead of All Hallows Eve, but I don't mind All Hallows Eve. I just think this one's really pretty. So that one came in. And then the last one I got from Top Knot Stitcher was Bindi Stitchy's new 1844 Lady Man. And I saw it, I thought it was cute. I wasn't quite going to get it, and then someone was starting to stitch along online. I think it's D Stitcher 2020. I don't know the name. I'll put it down below, and there's a hashtag for it. And I just thought, I have 3 members of my immediate family who are non-binary, and I just like, I love it. It's one of the very few historical sampler patterns I've seen that I just fell in love with, and I love the fact that it's lady man, and I don't care if it was supposed to be ladies man or whatever. It's a lady man, and I showed it to one of my spawn, my non-binary spawn, and they were like, "That's pretty great. That's pretty great." So I bought, and I have it kitted. I bought whatever. I have quite a bit of the thread in hand. I have fabric that I can use. I haven't started it. I haven't added it to my plans yet, but it probably will be a thing this year, and I'll get it stitched and started. I think that's most of my cross stitch and my haul. One of the things I've done is I've been, in terms of working with floss storage. Okay, this is cross stitch storage. Most of my patterns are in binders. Yeah, these binders. That's where most of my patterns are. I think I'm pointing at it. The binders above them are most of my BJD patterns, my ball jointed doll sewing patterns. But I've been struggling with the floss because I don't like bobbins. I did bobbins when I was first into cross stitch, and I can't stand them anymore. I do not like them. And so I actually had gotten rid of all my bobbins about 15 years ago. I gave them to a friend. And then so when I started over, I didn't want to get into bobbins. And so I found the floss away bags and I started using those. But I found that when I'm working on a project, here's one of mine. So, and you have to open it up and you open it up, you pull it out, you pull your thread, you cut it, you stuff it all back. It got annoying. And then I started looking at people. I was watching Jean Farish, and she was talking about floss drops and using those. And I just was like, I don't want to store my floss on floss drops, my long-term storage. I like the floss away. So what I started doing was I go ahead and this is my main storage. It's still just the floss away bags, right? And I use an inventory for my inventory tracking. I think I showed you all once. I'm still using it. Come here. Come back to the home page. I'm using, let me close it because it has a better, I use Cross Stitch Plus, and I went ahead and got the new one, and I paid for the subscription because I use this enough. This can't really see, but anyway, I use Cross Stitch Plus for my inventory, and it has charts and threads and linens and beads, and then you have a journal where you can put things that you've kitted and started and whatnot, and I really like it. So I use that for my long-term tracking, and I try to be really good about putting my floss in here, because then it helps me, like if I'm looking at a pattern online like this one, and I'm like, okay, how many of the threads do I have? And I went through and I was able to figure out the threads I needed, which was only about 3 or 4, and then I wound up buying them twice because I forgot I had ordered, when I ordered the pattern from Top Knot Stitcher, I ordered what I needed, and then I also went to Joann at one point and ordered the red and picked them up again. It's like, it's not foolproof, but mostly because I'm not foolproof. The system itself works really well. So what I'm doing then is I'm still using the floss away bags for the large storage, and I need to get another. I put them in photo album, the photo boxes from the photo storage boxes, which you can see there. That's 2 of my photo storage boxes, and I'm gonna have to pick up another one. But what I've been doing then is, where's one of the ones I just put away? So when I need to put something, when I pull thread for a pattern, I go ahead, and I'm not putting anything on floss drops until I pull it for a pattern. And then I pull it and I put it on a drop, and then I have a note in here as to what pattern it's in. And so, like, I just finished Pretty Little Chicago. So I took out, I put the fabric on, I just left the floss on the floss drop and put it in the floss away bag, and then right now I'm taking out the notes that say, most of them that say where it was, just because, but I may wind up, I did buy card stock and a cutter so I can cut little things to put in, because I actually kind of like having a card in here because it helps it stand up. So if I'm going to have them so they stand up, it helps them stand up. Right now they're on the rings, I don't need them as much. And then, so then when I kit it, I put everything on a floss drop. And I got this too because I found I really liked working off the floss drops for for the specialty flosses come on. And so then I just put them, I cut them and I put them on the floss drop, and then I just started taping the actual number to the back, because even though I write it on the front, I just, you know, if you want to be absolutely sure, so I've been cutting the number and taping it on the back of the floss drop, and then I will put a note, I put a note in the floss away bag for each of these that they've been pulled for polar pack, so I know where they are. Because I tried keeping like a spreadsheet, and that didn't work, because you have to go into the computer and update it, and I am out of sight, out of mind, and so this for me is very right there, and so I can go ahead and put it in, and then so I really like that, and that's what I'm doing. I found almost by accident that one of my quilting rulers, I wrapped them about 18 inches. Where did that ruler go? There it is. This quilting ruler is 18.5 inches, and it is almost it almost perfectly takes a skein of DMC with not little to no waste. And so I just wrap it around here, cut it top and bottom, and then, you know, put them together, put them on the floss drop, and I'm good. So I was really happy with this. And then so the actual length of my floss is about 9 inches, and then I just, when I'm stitching, you can just pull it off the floss drop. You use floss drops, you know how it works. So I really like that, and I think that system's going to work really well. I'm debating putting them individually in the photo boxes, because that seems to take up a lot more room, and I kind of like, on the rings, I can probably put 4 times the amount of floss into a box as I can put in when they have the cards. And well, hang on, I'll show you. So this is one of my photo boxes. It's got my, there we go, 0 through 899, and if I open it, you can see, so this is, and I could fit a little bit more in there, but this is, and with better cards, because these are normal size index cards, and as you can see, they're just a little too big for the floss away bags. So that's why I got cardstock. Plus, I don't know if any of you have noticed, but they don't make index cards the way they used to. They really don't. They're not cards anymore. They're just like paper. They used to be stiffer. But anyway, so these are a little big. So I bought cardstock and a cutter so I could cut my own that would custom fit. So this is like about 30, and yeah, I have a lot of a couple of colors because I've accidentally bought more. So I could probably, this is 35, I can fit maybe 40 in a side, and then as you can see, they actually fit pretty neatly side by side. So that's a really elegant way. But so that's about 35, maybe 40, 35, maybe 40. This is what's on the other side. I think that's more than 35 or 40. And I kind of just, I don't know if I don't think I can do it on camera. So this is my white all the way up through 597, which is the highest number I have on here right now. So this is all my low numbered DMC. And I can just kind of lay them in there. I have to smush them a little bit, and then they just kind of go flat, and then they fit. So if I go to filing them individually, like in a card catalog, I'm going to need a lot more boxes. I don't know that I want that many more photo boxes. As you can see, my craft storage is a little full. Although I could take out some of the books. I have a lot of craft books. I have all my tablet weaving books. I have cross stitch books. I have fabric that I'm not actually using right now. But again, it's that out of sight, out of mind problem that I have, that I'm just, which I also found out is related to ADHD. It is a huge thing for ADHD. Out of sight, out of mind. Oh, it's a developmental disorder. It literally is a developmental disorder, believe it or not. It's a physical thing in your brain. I can't tell you how. It's been nice. So much of my world makes more sense now. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure if I want 10 of these taking up space, but that would actually be a really efficient way to store things. So we'll see. Debating on that. I've also found a way to organize, which I need to update. Keep my patterns and the things I have them in baskets and boxes. You can see this, I can't point to it. That box, there we are, that box is my kind of upcoming, and then I also have a separate binder where I have the patterns that I really want to stitch and that I've kitted. And then I have my current whips are, I don't have to move my whole computer, I have this little camera. My current whips are right there. And the camera. That's my current whip box, the ones that I've actually started and I'm working on. What I've done is I need a visual reminder. I wanted like a tag board that you could hang things on. So what I wound up doing, I'm going to pause this so I don't make everybody seasick. There we go. So this is what I've done. I made a tag board. I bought a grid and I just put it up, and then I have all of my current things, which as you can see I need to update because I finished Winter Bear and I also finished Pretty Little Chicago, and then everything else I wanted to do is on these. And I'm going to, so I put the grid up and I can add the little things, and I don't know if those of you who follow me on Instagram saw I posted a picture. I'll actually put a copy of it up here somewhere. I don't know which side I can put it on. I'm kind of in the middle of the picture of all the things I think I want to do and the things I have kitted, and it was a lot. I mean, I have all of these little things. There's just a lot. So that was when I realized I can't stitch all the things I wanted to stitch this year because I'm averaging about one a month. That seems to be my speed. And so, but what I can do, I have all of these written out, and I need to add some because I need to add Lady Man and a couple of other things that I want to do. But, oh, I forgot I had that kitted. That would probably be a pretty simple stitch. So I have like my cave horses that I want to do. Oh, there's Polar Pack. I can put Polar Pack up there. I will have to add Lady Man. I have my Aspen Mandala, my Verano, the $13.99 tapestry, which I'm afraid just keeps falling further and further down the to-do list. I know that Dr. Christie is doing a party like it's $13.99 sale, and I was going to stitch that with them, and I need to stop saying I'm going to do a stitch along because I am the world's worst stitch along partner. The only one I managed to do was Invierno, and that was because it was basically just, yeah, we're all stitching this pattern at the same time, which I know is the party like it's $13.99. But that was also before I started finding all of the patterns that I really like that are like the Galactic Galliard and the prehistoric ones that not a lot of other people seem to be stitching at this point. So anyway, so this is my plan, is like as I start things, they go up on my little board, and you may have noticed that I have Lady Deese, who is my cosplay. That's this orange. There. It's the orange dress that you see here in the background. I'm also getting another tattoo. I'm really excited. That'll be a couple of weeks. Anyway, this is my plan for keeping track of what I've got. It's working somewhat. I need to add a few more things to it. I think I need to get a few more clips to put up there so I can have a few more things. But anyway, yeah, I think that's really it. I think I've kind of mixed the life update in there that I wanted to share. I appreciate all of you who have commented, and the ones especially who commented on my last video. I appreciate it. I did not get back to reply. I honestly, I'm on my phone or my tablet, or I watch YouTube on my TV, and I don't like writing on my phone if I don't have to. I'm enough of a Gen Xer that I prefer a keyboard, and I have to really remember to get to my computer, and I don't. And so I just really wanted to thank those of you who commented. I very much appreciated, either commented on my YouTube, my Flosstube, or my Instagram, because I know I got a lovely, lovely message there, and I did not reply to it because at the time I just did not have, I did not have the emotional bandwidth, but I did love it. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to take that as a sign. I need to wrap this up and sign off. It's already, I think this is, oh my God, this is going to be so long. I apologize. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you all being here, and I will talk to you some other time. Happy stitching. Bye.